Before I begin this news story, remember to hit the notification button, like and subscribe to my channel to view relevant content. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, especially now that the temperature is a lot better. We all learned about the worst blizzard in Buffalo, New York. It was surely the most devastating storm in 45 years. It's called the blizzard of the century. Since last week, the meteorologists warned us about the storm moving in. On every weather channel, meteorologists assertively provided details about the Arctic temperatures, high winds, flight cancellations, and needed preparation for days ahead. Listen to this, everyone. According to online reports, there was a snowstorm that unalived about 27 people in 1977. During that blizzard, 4 feet of snow fell. With a heavy heart, I must share the news of over 50 people who passed away in Buffalo this past weekend. It's one of the most epic tragedies that occurred due to the power outages causing freezing, flooding, road accidents, being stuck in vehicles, and blocked roads, causing a major shortage of emergency cars and staff. Over the past weekend, there was a set record of 100 inches of snow, equivalent to 8 feet and 4 inches. A 22-year-old, Andell Taylor, was a nursing assistant who left her job Friday night, Christmas Eve, after her shift. Originally from North Carolina, she was driving to her father's home when her vehicle became stuck. Unfortunately, she was trapped in her car for 18 hours. She decided to stay in her car, contact first responders, and texted her family members the details. She left her car running for heat. Several hours later, she had frozen. Andell was found wearing only her scrubs and Crocs, which wasn't the appropriate clothing for such low temperature. And my prayers and condolences goes out to all the families. Today, I'll share a few positive news stories of people being saved over the Christmas weekend. A group of 10 South Korean tourists were stranded en route from Washington, D.C. to Niagara Falls. The group was stuck in that massive blizzard and taken in by a couple, Alex Campagna, who was a dentist, and Andrea Smith. 2 of the men from the group decided to knock on their door. Their intention was to ask for shovels, since their van was stuck in a ditch. Instead, they received an even better option. The couple truly extended themselves to the tourists by welcoming them into their homes for 2.5 days. The couple had a full pantry, so they cooked, cleaned up after their guests, and shared fun times of watching football games together. Several South Korean meals were made, too, in reciprocation for Alex Campagna's and Andrea Schmidt's hospitality. On Sunday, December 24th, Shakira Autry saw an elderly man, Joe White, being tossed to and fro by the treacherous winds. The 64-year-old wandered to her home. At first, Shakira Autry was hesitant to let in a stranger, but she felt compelled to do so. Joe White was crying out for help and felt massive pain. Shortly afterward, Shakira Autry and her boyfriend took him in. Shakira Autry noticed how his hands were frostbitten, turning black in some areas. They were about 3 times average size and bubbling with large blisters. Since Joe White has a mental disability, he was able to provide limited information, such as the name of his group home, his sister's phone number, and his age. Because the blizzard was so severe, Shakira Autry could not get emergency help, even after she called Joe White's group home, 911, hospitals, clinics, etc. No one had the manpower to get to her home with the overwhelming amount of snow. While Shakira Autry was recording, she was in a state of stress and panic because his health was worsening and she feared that Joe White would pass away in her home. While there, Shakira nursed Joe White the best way possible by giving him a bath, cooking, feeding him, and making sure that he was as comfortable as possible. After about 2 days, Joe White was taken to the hospital for emergency care by a group of Good Samaritans. YouTube family, it was the moment that my family and I saw Joe White's hands. We realized that Shakira Autry is indeed an angel. His hands were so red and inflamed. The skin was opening up because of the many blisters and in-depth infections. I don't know how Joe White was so calm when it was evident he was feeling excruciating torture. A social media influencer, Carlton G. Beth, acknowledged that she saved Joe White's life and created a GoFundMe page for both of them. So if you feel drawn to donate money for all of her hard work and care, the money can be used to help her and her family. Shakira Autry is an office manager and a mother to young children. Also, the GoFundMe page for Joe White will help pay for his medical bills, healing, and so much more. Now, it hasn't been shared how Joe White managed to leave his group home. That must be investigated thoroughly, especially since he was missing and in a life-threatening situation. I know he was not in the right state of mind because he could not comprehend the danger he would face that Saturday. I'm so pleased that these individuals' lives were spared, and I hope there are more miracle stories to come. Right now, there are still several search and rescue efforts and discoveries of many people. Welfare checks are being done, and additional people took in strangers, but their stories didn't quite make the news. Please leave your comments below. I would love to hear from all of you. Remember to hit the notification button, like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a million. and stay safe, everyone.